Hey y'all, welcome back to the HackShack. Today we've got another fun badge build. This is another badge from CarolinaCon, from the one they did in April of 2023. As in previous years, this swag bag has a t-shirt in it. Looks pretty cool. I'm digging the logo. Pretty nice right there. And here's what it looks like on the back. Pretty cool t-shirt. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes, the badge itself. Looks like we've got a lanyard here. And this is the PCB for this year. Let's get a little closer look at that. Wow, love the artwork. It's got a little can opener there. It's very nice. Let's flip it over. Wow, okay, very simple this year. Mainly an antenna and a place for an IC there. And of course, we've got a really cool sticker with this year's logo. Who doesn't love stickers? An info sheet with a QR code for the building guide. And this tiny IC. This is a M24SR16YDW6T/2. And it is teeny weeny. When I saw how small this thing was in person, I started to get worried. I don't think I've ever done a surface mount quite this small. And we'll see how that goes here shortly. I knew I would be drag soldering this one, so I got some flux. And you'll see here, I got way too much flux. Kind of a mess. Kind of a mess, and that's just a precursor of things to come, as you'll see here in just a second. Just a ridiculous mess I made there. Okay, this is my first attempt of placing the chip down and trying to hold it and drag solder, and you see that's just a big old mess. It's just a big fat bridge. I had way too much solder on the tip of my iron to do a proper drag solder. The top didn't do as bad, but that bottom one is just one big chunk. So pretty much, yeah, I thought I was going to fix it there, but yeah, no way. Way too much solder. At this point, I had made such a mess, I knew it was time to punt, so I got out the solder braid to try to get some of this excess solder up. And I had hopes that I could have get the extra up and still leave it. You can see there, it's just a mess. So I messed with that for a while and ended up trying a few other things, but got a big bridge, so I don't really show it here, but I kind of started the slate clean. I got the chip off of there and cleaned up the pads and everything. So this time I'm trying to set it again with everything all cleaned up. This is my second attempt to try to get this thing on here. And this time I tried to tack a corner with just the tiniest bit of solder on my iron, catch one corner, and then I tried to catch the opposite corner. I flipped it around to try to hold the thing in place so it wouldn't move. Now with it tacked down, I went back with a little bit more flux, probably still too much, but not as crazy as the first time. And I put a much smaller amount of solder on the tip and did a little drag there. And I think I did have to go back, and I used some braid on that last little side there, and that was enough to separate the ends out. And I ended up, that actually worked. It looks rough, but it worked. So now I'm going to just use some alcohol and a swab and a paper towel to kind of try to clean some of that residue off. So we got the thing completed. So I've got the NFC Tools software running here on the phone. And as a basic test, if this thing's working, I just hold it over there and look, I've got the information comes up. What I could do here is maybe put a URL in. Let's try that and see what happens. Let's see if we can do that. So add a record. And in the software, you've got URL. Let's try this and see. Let's put in CarolinaCon.org. Let's try that. And say OK. Let's hit write. And now let's approach the tag like it says here. It says write complete. Now let's go back to read. Oh, now we've got that in the bottom there, you can see where it's got CarolinaCon. Now if I'm not in this, I'm just like native out in my phone here, and I hit this, look at there, it brings that up. So that's kind of cool. That would be one of the legit purposes. Depending on some cards, if you have something like this around that might be for access or something like that, you could do some experimentation. Anything new or like high value is not going to be able to be duplicated onto this chip that's on here. But, well, without saying too much, I guess, you can probably have some fun with some other things though, or experiment. I don't know, really cool. I love this thing. I love the artwork as usual, how it's got the little bottle opener there, and just, you know, neat. I mean, it's a lot of fun just with one little chip, and that was some nice practice for doing such a small thing. So that's about it. If you made it this far, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Take care. Bye-bye.